Well, hello and welcome to another chapter of World's Longest Suicide Note. I am the author of said note. My name is Roger, and I'm suicidal. Um, not all the time, not every day, but on occasion. But I am not, in any way, shape, or form, any kind of mental health professional or expert or just person who knows a lot about that. I mean, I know a lot about it from my perspective, but I would hate for you to use me as an example. I mean, for some things, all right, I'm getting the train has immediately left the station and derailed when it was just picking up speed. Welcome to my world. Anyway, this is the last painting with this one because we're moving on. We have things that we had to do. So we have some more nonprofit paintings to do. I just did a live one, where people are sitting around and drinking cocktails and having fun and watching somebody paint a picture for a couple hours. Just got done with that, one of those things. I got another one next week. And I like it. It's different. I like it because I'm painting, but it's a little different situation when you have like 100 and some people watching you. Anyway, it went fine. It went fine. I didn't vapor lock during at any point during the event, which is kind of now my litmus test for success. Was I conscious through the whole thing? And did I, represent, so to speak? Anyway, so that went fine. Now the next one's a little bit bigger, so more people. It's like twice the size. So we'll see how that one goes. Make sure I don't vapor lock. All right. Yes. And then I also have another painting to do that's going to be a fundraiser for yet another. I have a couple events coming up back to back. One's the NAMI Walk, the National Association for the Mentally Ill. Is that right? NAMI. There's a chapter here in town. Every year they do a walk, and I sponsor it every year. I sponsor a team, not a big team. And then the following day is a thing called the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, and they raise funds for men's suicide prevention. So that's one of the reasons I've been sponsoring that for a period of time. I don't ride motorcycles. I'm not very coordinated. And honestly, if I would have had a motorcycle during my real suicidal period, I may have done a great escape off a cliff at some point, where you jump, Anyway. So, but I anything that supports suicide awareness, that brings attention to that people get involved with, I'm all over. So, because I don't think there's anything better we could be doing than letting people know they have a choice, and the choice is to stay here because we need everybody. So, all right. Speaking of that, what I want to talk about, and I understand, I've been at the place where nothing really seems to matter. Everything seems like a challenge, an overwhelming challenge. You don't want to, getting out of bed is a massive undertaking. And you don't understand the purpose behind it, the why keep going, why move forward. I've been there. I'm I'm honestly not there as much. I head there a lot. That's you know, that's kind of my magnetic north, is to be in that situation because I've been there so long and it feels comfortable for me now. When I am there, but I can't. I really put all my effort into not going there because I don't. That's not something that's sustainable, and I'm not getting anything done. And it just doesn't feel. I mean, when you question the need for doing anything, where you don't even want to get out of bed to go to the bathroom. It's like I just want to roll over and pee on the floor because I don't even want to get out of bed. And I've never done that. It makes sense to me. So I've always said it. Having a urinal in the bedroom would be utterly convenient. And as I get older, that's not going away. Now, it's not something that my wife has agreed to or ever will. But it just feels right. Get out of bed, just go stand in the corner and pee, and then go right back to bed. Don't have to go out and down the hall. Anyway, personal struggles. Yeah, but just so you're aware, I've been at that place where everyone wants to shit on you. They want to tell you what you should do, how you should react. And all the time you want to strangle them with your feet because you think that it's going to be more impactful than with your hands. You're just thinking these thoughts because, there's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. So know that you're not alone, and I've been there. And I'm going to talk just a little bit, in that state, just like I talk to people, or I try to now. I do a lot of advocating work, basically encouraging people to self-advocate, to be their best advocates. And so I do talk to people who are full on in the struggle quite a bit. And I understand that that's its own entity, and that is not something that, I get the magnitude, whereas some people may not fully comprehend. I get it, and I understand that when you're in that place, few words are going to land because it's all just work. It's all just effort. I've been there, trying to find a reason to give myself 24 hours, looking for anything, and sometimes barely finding it, finding that strength to give myself just one more day. And so what I want, and I could say a lot of stuff about that. I mean, I could say, the stuff that everyone always says, well, you have all this potential, you have everything going for you, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that because I know what you're going through. I know how that feels, and you don't want to hear that. That's not helpful. Very, very little is, and that's why it's kind of futile. Stop. Tracks. If it doesn't make sense to you, what are you gonna, it's not gonna be helpful to you. So I want to just say one thing, and then I'm going to say a bunch of other things because I don't ever know how to shut up. But I want you to be curious. And I know everything takes effort when you're in that place. Everything takes effort. And so this may be a good thing if you were to grab onto this. When you're sitting there in the darkness, in the hole, and you're trying to find the why to keep going, that you're blowing on the spark and hoping that it will ignite into energy and into the ability to overcome. I want you to think about being curious and where that could lead you, as opposed to, I don't know what's going to happen. I have all this work to do. When you look at the sheer amount, when you're looking up and trying to see sunlight from the hole that you're in, that's when I want you to be curious about what your life can be by staying here. Because yes, there's things that you're going through stuff. You're going to continue to go through stuff. But life is not just that stuff. And that's the one thing I could fully tell you with a high degree of accuracy, is that you have no idea where life could take you. And so I want you to stay curious. I want you to be curious. Because curiosity is a powerful thing. I mean, it could kill cats. It's that powerful. But I do believe in curiosity, of understanding that we know this much of the world around us and what's going to happen in our lives. We may think we have it figured out, or at least we know that the sequence of events that has come and that we think is going to come, and it's going to be all this dark, dark, dark. And I'm not saying it's not going to be, there's not going to be darkness involved. But you don't know how much. You don't know how much light is going to be involved. And you don't know what kind of impact that you could have in the future. Or how life is going to impact you. And so to have a nature that's curious, that's like, I don't know what's coming, but I want to find out. I want to see what's on the other side of this hill that I'm on. I want to climb up it, and I want to take a look, and I want to see what's up there, because I don't know. And we may really feel like we know what we're going through, that we know exactly. We've been there, we've done it, and we're done. We're going to check out. But understand that in the years since I've chosen to stay for 24 hours repeatedly, I have learned an amazing amount about the world and about myself and about life and about a lot of different things that I didn't know before. Life has taken a turn that was unexpected. And I want to see what's coming next. So staying curious and staying here will help you get there. If nothing else, just to see what's coming, just to see how this turns out. Because you do have a story, and it doesn't. I mean, I've watched a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of stories. I've read a lot, and the best ones don't end with somebody taking their life. I think it's an interesting chapter, and I think it expresses the range of human experience, to have that. But that doesn't have to define your story. So be curious and see where your story will take you. And chances are it's going to be far different than you imagine right now, because you can't see that. I've been where you are a lot. So I'm not going to minimize that whatsoever. I'm not going to minimize what it is you're feeling. I'm just going to fully encourage you to stay with the program, see where this takes you, and see where it ends. And I don't guarantee anything, but there is no guarantee. There's no guarantee for any of us. So just stay curious. Stay curious and keep fighting. That's what we do. And in the meantime, take a look around. I'm sure there's somebody who could use a little help. And who knows, maybe that's what the curiosity is. Maybe that's where life will lead you. I don't know. I don't know where my life's leading me, but I'm curious to see. So, and I'm curious to see what I'm going to talk about on the next chapter. So you'll have to come back for that too. So stay curious. All right, take care. Keep fighting. We'll see you next time.